And who do you think's going to win in the fight between Jack Della and Islam?
It's a good fight, but a tough fight. I go a little bit more on Islam.
Khamzat Chimaev recently shared his thoughts on a potential fight between Islam Makhachev and Jack Della Maddalena. At the same time, Whitaker weighed in, suggesting that moving up in weight could actually help Makhachev's career, since repeatedly cutting down to lightweight takes a toll on the body. Whitaker compared Islam's move to Porier's rise, calling it the kind of story fans are excited to follow.
Maybe. It's, I guess that's the $1 million question. That's the question everybody's asking. And that's kind of the question. It's the same situation as Porier as well. How good is Porier? But what's he going to look like up weight division? Same with Islam. By all reports, though, the weight cut was really hard for him, like really, really hard. He's super strong for that weight division, which, you know, must translate well to moving up, making it a little bit easy cut. Maybe he gets a little bigger. It's yeah, I'm very that's the $1 million question everybody's asking.
Whitaker went on to say that no one can be certain how Islam will perform at welterweight, since moving up a division always comes with surprises. Still, he believes Islam has the ability to match everything Bal Muhammad does, only with even more skill and precision.
But like I said, it is hard to try to get like an accurate gauge on what it's going to look like, not knowing how Islam is going to look when he moves up. Okay, it's always the question everybody asks when anybody is moving up a weight division or down a weight division. Okay, there's so many unknowns involved. But saying that, I think that Islam can do everything that Bilal does, but way better. Okay, way.
Gilbert Burns also backed Makhachev's decision to move up to welterweight, saying it might actually be a better fit for his body than staying at lightweight. He called a fight with Jack Della Maddalena a true challenge, pointing out that training alongside fighters like Alexander Volkanovski and Craig Jones gives Jack a strong set of skills. Burns admitted he hasn't studied the matchup in depth, but still expects it to be a very close fight.
Islam's working very hard. He's been saying vocal that he wants to go up to 170. I think he's a big boy. He killed himself to make 55. I think that's the right division for Islam. He just tweeted something after the fight that he will not vacate the title, and then he vacated the title. I don't know, but probably that was in the negotiation. Yeah, I like him moving up. I proven himself. He's number 1 pound for pound right now. It's a good fight. Jack and Islam closer than people think, especially with Jack Della Maddalena doing a lot of training with Volk, with Craig Jones, those guys that kind of back the Islam on that first Volk fight. I think they're going to have a lot of info, a lot of study, a lot of answers. It's closer than people think, this fight. I really like this fight. I don't have time right now. I didn't have time to dig deep a little too much in that fight, but I think it's way closer than people think. And JDM has a clear shot on.
When asked about the potential matchup, Khamzat Chimaev admitted it would be tough to predict. He praised both fighters, highlighting Islam's world-class grappling and control, and Jack's dangerous striking and boxing skills. Chimaev slightly favored Islam because of his long track record at the top level, but he also cautioned that Jack's size and power could be decisive if he can keep the fight standing.
And who do you think's going to win in the fight between Jack Della and Islam?
It's a good fight, but a tough fight. I go a little bit more on Islam.
Meanwhile, Islam Makhachev has been hard at work preparing for his fight with Jack Della Maddalena. In sparring sessions, he even knocked down a training partner, demonstrating precise striking and extra strength to complement his strong wrestling. It's a clear sign that the champion is ready to step up when the time comes. Dustin Porier said the opening moments of the fight could be crucial. If Islam secures his takedowns early, Porier believes he could dominate the match. But if Jack defends well, his reach and heavy strikes could take control. Porier also noted that Islam's striking sometimes looks unusual because opponents are always preparing for his takedowns.
Do you think he beats Jack Della Maddalena?
I think we'll find out first, second round how much trouble he has getting him down. I think if he gets those takedowns, he's going to get the win. If Jack can stop those takedowns, which he does have good takedown defense, I think the boxing and the size could wear on Islam and give him some problems. But his striking's, awkward and different. You have to worry so much about the takedown. You can't plant your feet and throw off those number combinations and really rip and sit on your punches because he's going to change levels. So it changes the way you fight. Well, for me, it did. I'm speaking from experience. So we'll see how Jack approaches and how Jack executes out there. But if you're worried about takedowns, your shots are different. You're not sitting on everything and standing in front of the guy. You're trying to move and be light on your feet. I think the first 2 rounds will tell us how this fight's going to.
Meanwhile, Yoel Romero shared his thoughts on the matchup, calling it a tough one to predict. He pointed out that Jack, as the new welterweight title holder, combines strong striking with solid wrestling, making it a well-balanced fight. Romero noted that while Jack's takedown defense has some openings that Islam could exploit, Jack's power and natural size could also create big challenges. He added that many assume Islam is the bigger fighter, but in reality, Maddalena is a strong, sizable welterweight, which makes the matchup even more intriguing.
What about Islam Makhachev versus Jack Della Maddalena, who is a new champion in welterweight division?
It's hard because Maddalena have a very good cardio, very good puncher. Yeah. He's no bad wrestler too. It's a 50-50.
50-50, but Jack has not that high takedown defense.
But puncher. He have very hard punches.
And he will be more powerful than Islam, right? Or
that's exactly
because of the weight difference, right?
Yes.
Or Islam is too big for.
No. That guy Maddalena is big for 170. He's big.
Bilal Muhammad also shared his view, imagining Islam taking Jack Della Maddalena to the ground, highlighting Makhachev's superior grappling. He recalled that even in his own fight with Jack, he had to fully commit to secure takedowns. Bilal also praised Islam's team, calling them experts at crafting strategies and executing them flawlessly.
How do you think Islam versus JDM goes down? Honestly, I think Islam probably take it down. Islam's wrestled really good. Even with me, I really commit to it, I took it down. Their team's so good at hacking it, game plan and stick.
Kyle Suanen offered a different perspective, asking what would happen if Islam loses to Jack. Would he stay at welterweight and start fresh, or return to lightweight? Using examples like Porier, Suanen argued that chasing championship gold is always the strongest motivator for a fighter, above everything else.
If he loses to Jack, does he get right back in the mix at 170? And works his way back to that title shot. Is that what he does, or does he cut his weight back down to 155 pounds? Whether it was Ilya, what he's going through now, what it is Islam in the announcement that we just got, what I'm attempting to prove to you is there is nothing in this sport that matters more to the fighters than the weight.
Ian Machado Gary also praised Islam, warning the welterweight division to watch out if he moves up. Gary described Makhachev as a complete modern fighter, disciplined, technical, and even more dangerous when he doesn't have to drain himself cutting down to 155 pounds.
And if that man turns up and says, I want to be next, then I think everyone in the welterweight division goes, okay. He's an absolute disaster for everyone in the division if he comes up and doesn't have to cut weight. He'll still be big. He'll still be strong. He's the perfect example of the new evolution of fighters. Great every.
Charles Oliveira analyzed the fight as a classic style versus style matchup. Jack is a methodical striker who wears opponents down, while Islam depends heavily on his wrestling. For Oliveira, the key question is whether Jack can stay standing and avoid being taken to the mat.
O que você acha que ganha entre o Jack Della Maddalena e o Islam?
Maddalena, ele é um jogo muito complicado, porque ele é um cara que ele não vem pra te nocautear rápido, ele vem pra te finalizar, ele vem te magoando, né?
Aos poucos, né?
Aos poucos. É o que ele fez agora na luta contra o Bilal. Só que eu acho que o Islam vai se dar muito bem nessa categoria, né, mano? Agora vai estar muito mais forte, é um jogo que, ele gosta de agarrar e botar pra baixo. Eu acho que o Jack Maddalena fazia a mesma luta que ele fez, né? Agora contra o Bilal, batendo, movimentando, saindo, machucando, é uma luta, mas se deixar o Islam agarrar e botar pra baixo,